Cuphead and his pal Mugman, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came upon a devil's game, and gosh, they paid the price. Paid the price. And now they're fighting for their lives on a mission fraught with dread. And if they proceed but don't succeed, well, the devil will take their heads.
Well, that's just relaxing, isn't it? What is going on, you guys? Fico here, and welcome to the LiveCast. Everybody, we're going to turn this down a little bit here. There we go. Okay, so we're going to shut that off here for a bit. Welcome to the LiveCast. I'm glad that you guys are here with me. In case you guys don't know, this is the show in which I discuss things that are happening in the world of gaming, and now I am in OBS. I've been having issues with StreamLabs OBS. For those of you who don't know, StreamLabs OBS is a different flavor of the OBS or OBS Studio, which is what I'm using right now. They're both free, and I do like SLOBS, but for some reason it is still causing issues when I'm playing games. It stutters. When I play games, it causes me to lose frames. There is this ongoing thing that seems to be happening, because it seems like it also happened yesterday, but it was for a small amount of time. It was that my OBS was stuttering. So I've got a little thing here just to keep an eye on it, just to be able to tell when this happens. I've got this little system information counter just so that I could determine at what point do I is it the GPU, but I think we're gonna be okay. I think we'll be all right. As well as let me actually bring it up here. Give me 1 second. But anyway, we're going to be talking about a couple of things, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you guys like what I've got here. I'm trying to get used to this new setup. Of course, this is all very this is all very new. There's like a new application that I'm using. So clearly there are a ton of things that I need to get used to. But one that I will be saying is that when I tested out OBS, Far Cry 5 works beautifully. 60 frames per second, no stutters. I played yesterday with my friend Ray. Didn't get any problems with it whatsoever. And I can't wait a minute. What do I have the chat bot open twice? I have two chat bots. Chat bots are no, we do no. But anyway, sort of like getting used to a new application all over again. But bad news also is that I couldn't like rebuild the stream. I couldn't export the scenes. So last night, after I tested out the gameplay, I also had to rebuild the scenes. That's fun. That's absolutely fun. But after playing with OBS, StreamLabs' version of OBS for a few months, this is nothing. This is just a matter of getting used to it. I will go back to SLOBS if SLOBS manages to somehow optimize its application better, and it also does things to improve your experience when you're playing the game. So if today things don't go how they're supposed to, please take pity. Take pity, a little pity on me, because I am not pity, but please understand that I am just now getting used to a new setup. I got the mic set up how I want it. So far, everything is going okay. So another thing, what else do I want to announce here? Well, so far everything is going great. Oh yes, this Sunday, Sister Saturnite, welcome to the party, pal. Strawberry tea. Strawberry tea. Oh my god, strawberry tea. I've never had strawberry tea. I'm not a big tea fan, but strawberry is my favorite everything on anything with everything. And you just mentioned strawberry tea, and I think I like it. Actually, I have had strawberry iced tea, but if you're talking about like warming it up, I don't know. That's different. So that's actually pretty cool. But all right, man. So also, what I'm announcing is that this next Sunday, I am not going to be streaming gameplay. I will be doing the live cast, but I am not going to be streaming gameplay because this Sunday is WrestleMania. I'm going to go to my friend Matt's house to watch it. I'm going to watch TakeOver, hopefully, if he wants to. And also after that, but basically we're going to do the live cast. And then I'm going to go ahead and get myself ready to go to St. Pete with my friend Matt. And we're going to watch WrestleMania. It's going to be great. Very excited. I'm very excited for that main event. I didn't think I'd be excited about wrestling again. This is incredible. This is great. That's my friend Matt for you. So, moment of truth. The first scene transition. Oh boy. The hotkeys are not responding. Oh boy. A minute ago they worked. Oh boy. So I guess I'll just do this myself. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. I'm drowning. But anyway, this isn't like much of a story, but I always like to introduce things like... Really? Come on. Okay, stop. Okay, so basically this is the first thing is the Humble Bundle. The Humble Indie Bundle number 19. A bunch of games here, and they are supporting a really cool charity. It's called Extra Life, which I hope to one day do a charity live stream for. You could you could become a member of Extra Life, and you can set up a donate button, and you can then the donations that you get for your streams, you can donate them over to children's hospitals. So the children's hospital is in your area, and that is very, very awesome. I do want to take part of this one day. And also, you get games for a stupid low price. Like, for instance, like, just by paying anything you want, you get these 3 games. Rakuen, which I've never heard of. Halcyon 6, which I've never heard of. And Mini Metro. But if you beat more the average, so let's say if you pay more than $6.19, you get Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, which is a very, very good a multiplayer game. Also, Soma, which is from the makers of the Amnesia series. Really good game as well, too. A couple of other indie games. But if you pay more than $14, you get super hot. Super hot. Super hot. Super hot. And you also get a subscribe to Humble Monthly to receive this offer, which is apparently $2 off, $2 Humble Wallet credits for Humble Bundle subscribers. You also get 10% off of the first month of your first Humble Monthly, and you also get the soundtrack to one of the games. And it says here, it talks about Extra Life, which is part of the Children's Miracle Network, which I really, really love. Oh, the scene transitions work. Okay, so they're working now. So a lot of what I'm going to be discussing early on in today is going to be from the site Game Rant. I've been pulling a lot of the stuff that I've been researching from Reddit, but Reddit is still kind of a mess. They still got a bunch of April Fool's stories. So welcome back, Mr. Saturday. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome. So we're just telling everybody we're just about to get started. So welcome. So folks, it's happened again. We have another high profile shooting. But it wasn't at a school. It wasn't in a college. It wasn't at a church. It was in a place where you should be really familiar. At YouTube. I was at work when I started seeing people talking about, oh my God, somebody's shooting up YouTube. So basically, yeah, this is incredibly unusual, but maybe unusual isn't the word, but yes, this is the unusual part. It's actually a female shooter. So, but yes, yesterday at the headquarters of San Bruno, California, at the headquarters of YouTube, a shooting took place. Apparently, there's this, it was a woman that went in. She went in and then she took herself out. And there's no word about who she is yet. Still a mystery because this was only just reported yesterday. But even if, that's too soon. That is too soon. But we are going to talk about that. I know. I'm just kidding, Saturday night. But yes, I bet there's the Avenger of the Adpocalypse. I'm pretty sure that everybody's getting to that. But the thing is that the motives haven't come to life too much, but I'm sure today we'll talk about it and we'll find out more. And then maybe on Sunday, I'll discuss it a little bit there. But yes, according the victims were transported to the Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital, which is a level 1 trauma center. Apparently, there were about 3 dead, apparently. And apparently, according to CNN, the victim knew at least one of the people that were there. And there's no motives so far at all as to what caused this to happen. But a lot of people seem to think that it's because YouTube recently enacted this this practice. They were eliminating videos about gun-related videos. This is just a theory. I'm not saying that this is the reason why it happened, but yeah, some people think that it was soon after YouTube enacted this. Oh, if it's related to guns, we're taking your video out. Some people say that, even videos of people teaching people how to clean their guns were taken away. Now, I don't know why this happened. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to tell you what I think happened. Certainly, YouTube has been a hotbed of, reasons as to, why, things like the the apocalypse, things like, for instance, the censorship of videos, the removal of channels, the change of the partnership program, tons of things. Could have been a disgruntled ex-employee because apparently, according to CNN, this person knew one of the victims. But regardless of why this happened, it's still really terrible. And I hate to say this, but it's going to result into the same thing that happened almost 2 months ago. We're going to have a discussion about guns. We're going to have a discussion of what the person was thinking. We're going to have a discussion of why this is bad. What should we do? And nothing happens. And nothing will happen because the discussion never, ever goes anywhere. It never goes to where it should go. Bakus, welcome. Yeah. Hello, Bakus. How's you doing? Yes, guns don't kill people. Yeah. Now, me personally, and Saturday knows this. I hate politics. I'm not big into guns, but I'm not big into, having people's guns taken away. And after the latest shooting, not this latest shooting, I'm talking about the one that happened over at Parkland, Florida. Heck, even the spokespeople, the kids were saying they're not about taking guns away. They're not about taking, like you're a gun enthusiast. Heck, one of the students freely admits that their parents are registered gun owners. They don't want the guns to be taken away. But there are people who do want the guns to be taken away. There are people who believe guns being taken away is the issue. But then it's like my friend Saturday Night says, like the discussion always goes back to things that people should know by now are not the cause of these video games. It was the video games, it was the movies, it was the TV. I'm sure that YouTube itself will be blamed for this. I'm almost imagining this right now. This is the website that produced Logan Paul. This is the website that produced people like PewDiePie. This is the site that radicalizes terrorists. I think it's much more safer to all people's guns, take all guns away than letting them having some as safety measures. If video games are responsible for shootings, that means every gamer is a potential killer. Also, if there are any solid scientific claims to back up this claim up, there are dozens upon dozens upon dozens of claims that actually show it the other way. That video games don't cause violence. In fact, the news often reports that violence between young people and crime amongst young people actually is down. It's down. We here at the LiveCast definitely do not agree that video games are cause of anything bad. In fact, whenever it happens, I get mad. I get mad because it takes away, it turns a tragedy into it turns a tragedy into a blame game, and nothing ever gets done. I mean, it's proven time and time again. And I think that what's going to happen with this latest shooting is probably going to be another shooting that occurred this year, but it's also going to feed to the fire of the people who strongly believe, the anti-gun people. They're going to believe that you see what happens when there's guns. But there's also going to be this narrative of people that are actually going to say, in my opinion, they're going to say YouTube had it coming. YouTube is a immoral quagmire. They deserved it. There's people who actually think this. I personally don't. They need a scapegoat to satisfy the masses. It's easier to blame it on video games, even though they know there's the evidence that shows that is not the case. Video games may cause a little bit of aggression. That's true. It gives you like a spirit of competitiveness, but that does not translate into school shooting. This is not as much as some people would like to call it a murder simulator or a sex simulator, that's just not the case. And it's been disproven time and time and time again. Every time these things happen, it gets disproven time and time and time again. This one, however, we don't know any of the motives. We don't know what happened. I think the media does a bad job of covering these things. Like, why cover them at all? Okay, maybe on the local news, but why nationally? I actually 100% agree with you. Actually, there's people who actively encourage to not cover this at the national level, to make this as mundane as possible. We're going to be moving on to the next story in a moment, but the reason they believe, these experts believe, is because, and I think we may have already talked about this, Saturday, is because when you give this story national attention, and you give the person who committed these heinous crimes attention, you mention their name, you mention their victims, you mention the detail, you give this 24/7 coverage. Well, that's kind of like a big chunk of attention that people who are motivated to do these kind of things want. This is the attention that they crave. This is the attention that people who are deranged and people who are thinking of committing these things want. And people say, don't cover it, don't talk about it, make it as insignificant, keep it local. But the media can't help themselves. And we're talking about it now as well, but we're talking about it in the sense that we're trying to understand it as well. Plus, we're also trying to understand why this is particularly happening. But yeah, I think people who need to be careful. But then again, covering news is a job. Being a journalist, you get paid doing this. So if you have a story like this, it's like your channel gets more views. There's people who actively look for these news, and this is what they look for. I mean, unfortunately, the people that want news media to thrive actually, I think, kind of secretly want these things to happen. I don't think they have anything to do with it. I'm not one of those people. I'm not a false flagger or a hoaxer. I'm not that far gone. I do think that they're lying to you if they tell you that they have no pleasure in covering these pieces of news. I mean, they spend all their time at these sites talking to people, trying to milk this story. And unfortunately, what ends up always happening, nothing ever changes. And that's what always disheartens me when I see things like this happen. But, you know, the discussion that's being had now, it was after Parkland, is one of the strongest that has ever happened. I don't know what's going to happen after that. I hope that later we might get some more details on why this happened. Maybe this was a former employee. Maybe this was somebody that felt scorned with that meant to go take out one person and ended up taking other people, and she didn't care. She was crazy. Who knows what happened? But it's kind of disheartening. It's usually disheartening when these things happen and nothing ever happens. Nothing ever changes. So, but yeah, and it's relevant because I used to be a YouTuber myself as well too, and I've been privy to the changes, and I wonder, and the first thought in my head was, oh God, this is someone who's mad at all of the changes or the recent policies, regardless of why this happened. Yeah. You're right. News is news. For them, it's just for the views. Just like news go crazy over Kim. Well, for one, her butt is definitely an alien. It's an alien life form. It has a mind of its own. I think if we do not do something, Kim Kardashian's ass will rule the United States of America. And but yeah, it's all about like, because everybody knows that you're online all the time, so anything that gets you to click, you click. That's kind of the gist of it. That's pretty much where we are at. But they don't really care. Oh yes, and I agree. It's a very impressive, well made, whether it was in a lab, whether you worked hard at it, girl. Nobody questions the validity and the voluptuousness of that fine specimen. It's just that I don't think it's news. I don't think it's news. I don't think it's worth covering. I don't think you need to write an article about it. The ass. How Kim Kardashian's voluptuous behind has captivated the nation. Has it? And why do you need to write about it? Excuse me. The answer is, well, you need to get paid. You need to get paid to write. But I do hope that as much shit as I talk about YouTube, I never wish anything like this to happen. But I do hope that anyone who's suffered trauma from this, they're okay. I do hope that YouTube, I think YouTube is global, so it's running all over the place. I do hope that I do wish send condolences to, the people who lost people in this tragedy. Nobody wants these things to happen. Nobody goes, ha, you deserve that. I'm like, no, nobody wants that, I think, unless you're one of those YouTubers that likes to spin controversy to get views, like Onision. But yes, it is indeed the next stage of human evolution. Assuming control. Kim's ass will be Harbinger from Mass Effect 2. She will be literally taking over everybody. Assuming direct control. And then jiggles her butt. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then all of a sudden, you're control. The president's control by the ass. Oh my god. I don't know why I'm thinking so much of Kim Kardashian's ass all of a sudden, but now I kind of want to blow up the world. Where's my football? Give me my football, and I'm going to blow up the world. I don't know why, and I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about the ass. I don't know. Evil ass. But, ladies and gentlemen, we will move on to the next piece of information. This is a little bit more of a cheerier news. Middle-earth Shadow of War is removing microtransactions. Well, thank you, Bakus. Thank you. I take pride of my I take pride in my impressions. I myself don't hear them too well, but everybody seems to be happy with them. But anyway, yes. Remember when Battlefront? Why do I'm always confusing the two? Battlefront. Star Wars Battlefront 2 recently turned their game into a progressive system game mode, and they removed all their microtransactions except to make them cosmetic only. Well, looks like Middle-earth Shadow of War, WB's version of Star Wars Battlefront 2, are removing this. Ninja versus Bear. Oh my god, I love your name. Ninja versus Bear. And I do think that Bear, if he's a ninja, Bear wins. But if not, Ninja's gonna slice you up. The bear does not stand a chance against the ninja. I'm sorry. Welcome to the stream, Ninja. How's it going? So yes. So this is a pretty awesome article. I'm going to read a little bit on it. So it says that after receiving various flack from the community, after announcing the inclusion of loot boxes in its predominantly single-player game, Middle-earth Shadow of War is finally making a pretty big change in its in-game store. In the post-WB forums, Monolith Productions reveals plans for a series of free updates coming in Middle-earth Shadow of War over the next few months. Arguably, the biggest change for its game is that gold and war chests, as well as all in the in-game market, are being removed completely from the game. Monolith admitting that being able to purchase orcs directly undermined the player's immersion, as well as one of the core mechanics, the Nemesis system. Now, I think that this statement, this is the official announcement. I think this is the official announcement from Monolith, and I'm not really a gamer, so I'm not sure what the pros and cons of removing the microtransactions are. I would say okay, so the benefits of this is that they remove the microtransactions, because the thing is that with games, microtransactions, they used to be for free to play games, mobile games that needed to make their money somehow. But AAA developers, because AAA developers know that it's $1 billion market when it comes to microtransactions. So they're charging you a game that's cost $60. They're charging you extra for a season pass. They're charging you extra for DLC if you want to. And also, on top of all of that, they're also hiding things in the game and locking them behind a paywall. So basically, your game gets gimped at the start. So when you get things like a progression system that takes forever to do on your own, or you could just go buy a loot box and then you could just unlock stuff. It makes the game pay to win, which basically makes you it basically makes it easier for you to beat this game. You require no effort, and everything gets locked behind a paywall, so everything, but you can still get them with some grinding, no or not. Also, if it doesn't affect the gameplay, is it a bad thing? Like if they're all cosmetic? If they're all cosmetic, then no. You could just play them like Overwatch. You don't have to spend a single cent because everything is locked by getting the loot boxes. But in games like Shadow of War, there are things that are locked behind these paywalls, and it also affects how the progression of the game actually goes, because the game isn't being built for you to do this on your own. It's being built for you to go and get these microtransactions. Cosmetics, hey, if you want cosmetics, fine, buy them, it's your money, but they don't affect the game. And in Shadow of War, it kind of gimped the game, because then the grinding becomes almost asinine. They're encouraging you to do a ton more grinding to unlock everything, but they're really insidiously doing it to push you to go to the shop and be like, you know, you've been working really, really hard. And also games like Shadow of War constantly remind you that the shop is there constantly. So I'm going to show you, this is the statement that I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'm going to read you a little bit of this here, because the core promise of the Nemesis system is the ability to build relationships with your personal allies and enemies in a dynamic open world. While purchasing orcs in the market is more immediate and provides additional player options, because it's optional. Remember, guys, we're not taking this option away from you. We're just giving you an easier way to unlock it. Remember, it's for pride of accomplishment. What was that the EA said? A sense of accomplishment. I believe that's what they said. We have come to realize that providing this choice risks undermining the heart of our game, the Nemesis system. It allows you to miss out on the awesome player stories you would have otherwise created, and it compromises those same stories even if you don't buy anything. Simply being aware that they are available for purchase reduces the immersion of the world and takes away from the challenge of building your personal army and your fortresses. In order to fully restore the core promise of the Nemesis system, we are permanently removing gold, war chests, and the market from Shadow of War. This means the option to purchase gold with real world money and the ability to gain orc followers from war chests will be removed. There will be a specific amount of time given for players to utilize their unused gold, and if players have unused gold by the end, any remaining gold will be converted into in-game items. Okay, so while I'm absolutely happy and ecstatic that this is happening and I can actually finally get Middle-earth Shadow of War without worrying about it getting shoved in my face with microtransactions, I really have to call bullshit on one thing, and that is this statement that they said. They said, we have come to realize that providing this choice risked undermining the heart of our game. And they also said that simply being aware that they are available for purchase reduces the immersion in the world, and it takes away from the challenges of building your personal army and your fortresses. They're talking about it as though they just came to the realization that when you're trying to play a game about you being in Middle Earth and you're trying to recruit an orc army, being reminded that you can go to a real world game shop to ease your way into this game, they came to that realization just a few moments ago, just a few days ago. They came to realize that forcing players to do stupid grinding and locking everything behind a paywall was a bad idea, because it reminded you that you were being ripped off. They came to this conclusion just recently. No, we are not stupid. Monolith and WB knew perfectly that this was all there, that it was immersion breaking, that it was going to cause people to get mad, but they didn't care. They didn't care. Yeah, it was Battlefront. It was Star Wars Battlefront 2. At the beginning of both of these games, time after introducing the microtransactions, both developers and both studios were like, "Oh no, we're not forcing you to play these, to buy these microtransactions." Paul, welcome. How's it going? Welcome. How have you been, Mr. Paul? Anyway, they were first like, "Oh no, we're promoting this. We're promoting this. And if you want to do it, do it. If you don't, then fine. But we're giving you an option to do this if you want to." And now when all the backlash and all the politics that are happening with trying to ban loot boxes and trying to ban microtransactions and that they're gambling and you're enabling gambling to children, now that you came to this conclusion that you purposely engineered to make sure that it would happen, no. This is happening because of the backlash. Don't kid yourselves, Monolith. You guys are not doing this because you suddenly had a crisis of consciousness. And I'm pretty sure that you can just get rid of these microtransactions now if you wanted to. But no. You want to leave them in and let people get desperate and buying them so you can make a little more money. And then once you've used up all of your peons, then you can remove them. Ooh, was almost sued for almost buying V-Bucks. Oh man. Awesome. You can buy it now or get good immediately or grind for ages and maybe get it. It's your choice. We're not forcing you to do anything. That's exactly what they're saying in flowery language. In their case, it would be an additional option. That's what they call that, an additional option. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this additional option is ass. It's an additional option. Nobody wants this additional option. Nobody wants an additional microtransaction or marketplace. Nobody wants them. I don't want them. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants them in their $60 game. Nobody. So I'm happy that both EA and WB have fallen to this. I'm glad that Ninja! Yay! Thank you for the follow, Ninja. I really appreciate it. Man, awesome. This is a good day. Very awesome. Thank you, man. Awesome. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy about this. Oh, thank you. Oh man. Oh, this is awesome. But anyway, yeah. So this is the future. And I do hope that developers realize that this is not what people want. This is not what the gamers want. You're not giving gamers a choice. You're not giving me a choice. You're taking choices away and you're pushing me to a marketplace. No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. My live casts are Wednesdays. Thank you, Saturday. Thank you, Abacus. Tails and I welcome you. Oh no, there it is. There it is. You did get it. It's in a delay. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. I'm using OBS now. It's not perfect. But anyway, thank you for the follows. I really appreciate it. The Discord link is right there. So if you guys have Discord, you could join our Discord server. You'll get announcements when I go live, when I'm not going to be live. Plus, the schedule is there on my Discord. But you could see the schedule at the bottom as well, too. And you could also see like this little active counter that shows you when I'm going to go live again. And also this particular thing, the live cast that I do, it's every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. That's New York, Florida time. And then I also do them on Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern. There are games that are $40 and then the season pass is like $60 and the season pass is basically more than half of the game. Yep. Like The Sims. Oh, last time we calculated the expansion cost was about $500. Like over $500 to $600. The number was ridiculous because they took away all the expansion stuff that was in the past Sims games and they sold them back to you. But let's move on to a story that I didn't think was possible. How BioWare was saved by Electronic Arts' acquisition. Now, this says that that there was like a panel that's called a HavenCon, in which select members of the Dragon Age 2 painted a bleak picture of BioWare about 10 years ago. Now, the panel, which consisted of the lead writer of Mass Effect, Patrick Weeks, lead editor Karen Weeks, and former Dragon Age writer David Gator, talked about how Electronic Arts' acquisition of BioWare prevented the studio from going bankrupt. The panel admitted that Dragon Age 2 was very rushed because EA had just recently acquired the studio. However, the game still became critically acclaimed. The game's rushed nature was apparently a byproduct of BioWare's need to show EA a final product, but without the acquisition, BioWare would not have lasted much longer, as the studio had essentially run out of money. While on the topic of money, the panelists mentioned how Electronic Arts' chief concern is money, but they quickly elaborated that EA rarely pushes for anything specific or tells BioWare what to do. The BioWare devs clearly wanted to quash any presuppositions that EA forces specific features and decisions onto studios. Okay, I call BS on this. Complete BS on this. What do you call forcing the Frostbite engine on Mass Effect Andromeda? Because that's what held you guys back for the majority of the time when you guys were trying to make an engine that was not going to work for an open world game that you guys wanted to do. Well, I call that EA forcing you to do something. So there you go. That's what I call that. EA acquires you. It forces you to put an item shop in your game because, as they said, they cared about money. And then there's this thing. It's just like the game rush nature was apparently a byproduct of BioWare needing to show EA a final product, but without the acquisition, BioWare would not have lasted much longer. So they wanted to get acquired by EA, and EA essentially forced them to create a game that was rushed to show them that they finished the game. But in their words, they were saved. You guys are the next on the list of people, groups that are going to get closed because of EA. Okay? The members explained that if BioWare wants to do something risky, given the example of Krem from Dragon Age Inquisition, the type of response they usually get is, do you think you could do it right? While it is quite typical to hear that EA's chief concern is money, it is relieving to hear that the company takes a less hands-on approach with its studios. They are an electronic atrocity. And guess what? While EA doesn't quote unquote push features down your throat, their only concern is making money. And believe me, if I told you, if they would allow games to be made without spending a cent extra after buying the game, I'd have respect for them, but they don't. Because guess what? EA only cares about money. And it's not a bad thing to care about money. You're a corporation. That's what you do. You make money. And they know how to make money. EA is immensely successful at doing that. That doesn't make them good people. You get people from EA saying that us gamers don't want stories anymore. We don't want games with a story. That we want experiences to last forever. That's one of the executives of EA trying to convince people that we want games as a service. No, you don't want games as a service. We don't want games as a service. We don't want games to have nothing and then wait later until the things that you want get added later, like Sea of Thieves. Nobody's buying that anymore. Nobody wants that. The game has immense potential, but because Rare and Microsoft wanted to make money long term, Sea of Thieves is now losing its playership, massively criticized, and I'm pretty sure that they're gonna do a 180 on this. Right now, the discussion is they want to make this game last a long time. And I think this is gonna change before the year is over. Before the year is over, if Sea of Thieves doesn't release anything significant, and I'm not talking about the microtransactions that are coming in the next few months, I'm talking about them literally taking like a 180, like completely going, oh, never mind, we're not gonna do that anymore. We're stupid. We're not doing that again. But that's just me. That's EA. Yeah, EA might have saved BioWare. Oh, and also before I go to the next story, here's the thing. Is BioWare safe now? Quick question. Is BioWare safe now? BioWare Montreal isn't there anymore. And Anthem isn't looking too well. So I don't think that BioWare is safe, to tell you the truth. Safe may not be the word. I think you might have prolonged yourselves a little bit. But at the end, like the song says, it doesn't really matter. EA will shut you down. Because that's what they do. We have not talked about Grand Theft Auto 5, or as everybody calls it, the reason for every school shooting ever. There was a while back where I actually even did a video on this on my YouTube channel, where Lindsay Lohan sued the developers of Grand Theft Auto 5 because this person was apparently a likeness to her. Make the game for free with microtransactions, and every single person who purchased the game gets a physical copy, and paid for the whole game should be compensated. That's actually for Sea of Thieves, that would actually be a really, really good idea. It's like, made the game free with in-game microtransactions, do it like Warframe, which you're unlocking things little by little, and then get compensated with the best rewards in the game or a ton of content, something. But they have to do something, because this is not you at this rate at Sea of Thieves is going, it's going to fail. It's nobody wants this model anymore. And the fact that they're introducing, yeah, the thing is that apparently around the time when this game was made, apparently it was suggested, Spawner, welcome, guten Tag, Spawner, guten Tag. I'm welcome. So anyway, yes, a long time ago when Lindsay Lohan was something, she thought that this character was inspired by her. Apparently they thought that this was this was actually her. She took them to court, and apparently the lawsuit now is officially being rejected. So here's the it was because of this picture as well too. This one right here, apparently she thought it was her too. So it was in 2014 where actress Lindsay Lohan sued Rockstar, alleging that the video game company used her likeness to create the character of Lacey Jonas in Grand Theft Auto 5. Lohan also alleged that Rockstar had incorporated her image in the game, including her likeness, her hairstyle, and even the items available as part of her clothing line. But they didn't literally do this. Now, in 2006, a 5-judge panel in the state of New York dismissed the lawsuits brought against Rockstar by Lohan and Karen Gravano, a reality TV personality who had accused Rockstar of using their likeness. But in February, Lohan and Gravano appealed the dismissal of their lawsuits, kicking thits to the Court of Appeals, which is the state's top court. The two women claim that Rockstar Games have invaded their privacy under New York civil. Invaded your privacy? Are you high? Oh, wait. She's Lindsay Lohan. Never mind. The two women claimed that Rockstar Games have invaded their privacy under New York civil rights law. The Court of Appeals unanimously rejected this suggestion by a 6-1 vote. The Grand Theft Auto 5 characters are deemed nothing more than cultural comment, and while Judge Eugene Fahey acknowledged that a computer image could be a portrait that supports Lohan's invasion of privacy, GTA 5 depicted a generic young woman. Fahey wrote that the amended complaint was properly dismissed because the artistic renderings are indistinct satirical representations of the style, look at persona of a modern beach-going young woman that are not reasonably identifiable as plaintiff. So, wait, invaded. You'll learn, but Baku's, you'll realize quickly, Saturday Night's sense of humor. Yes, he was literally being. Saturday Night's really good at this. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, Lindsay Lohan. You are the weakest link, and no, that girl isn't playing you. She's playing some other bitch. The thing about it is that Lindsay Lohan at the time, she was this controversial figure. She was always going into rehab. She was always being portrayed negatively. That's on you, by the way. And of course, this is all frivolous. They might have taken the image of a beach-going modern white girl that's super rich, but you see, Lindsay Lohan, you are not the archetype of this character. You are not. When we go to the beach and we see girls like this, we don't think of you. You don't own the beach going white girl. You're not that. You don't. And also, But this is Fico's face. You should sue Twitch for using your face. Yeah, I could probably look if this actually came to pass, that would open up and set up a precedent. Also, invasion of privacy. No, your privacy isn't being invaded. Everybody knows who you are. So if you wanted to make the claim that everybody was invading your privacy, then yeah. And also, I think that Lindsay Lohan made the argument that people were going to think negatively about her because of her portrayal in Grand Theft Auto 5. Do you see yourself? Do you watch and observe yourself as you live life every day, and you see that maybe it's you? Maybe it's you. You don't think so? Maybe, possibly. She should sue every photographer using her face. Yeah. We are not games like Grand Theft Auto 5 are not responsible with why people think you are the way you are. You did that all on your own. Igatos and tacos, welcome. It's been a while. If I was Lindsay, I would probably say the character was me and embrace it even if it wasn't. At least it would make her somewhat relevant. That's absolutely true. I think you should have just embraced this, Lindsay. I would have said, yeah, that's me. Heck, I would have just gone to Rockstar and said, could you put me in your game? And embrace the insanity. But instead, she took an avatar of a girl. She thought it was her, got offended, and went about this the wrong way. So that's an F- for you, Lindsay, and you get no money. No money for you. No money for you. You are not getting the money. We are not going to pay you for you being offended and pretending to be something else. You're not getting the money, Lindsay. No money for you. Absolutely no money. The answer is no. This is very exciting, as today is tomorrow. Today is tomorrow, guys. The long-awaited Spider-Man PS4 game done by Insomniac Games, the guys that made Sunset Overdrive and Ratchet & Clank. There is going to be a release date announced today for this game. This game got a lot of attention last year at E3, and we're getting a release date later today. So, myself, I don't own a PlayStation 4. I was going to own this. I was going to own a PlayStation 4, and then my friend, the guy that was going to sell it to me, had second thoughts. And he's not selling me his PS4 anymore. He was going to sell it to me for $200 and a couple of games and 2 controllers. But there we go. When I get a PlayStation 4, I will be getting this game. But ladies and gentlemen, they said Insomniac Games, no, it's releasing in 2018, and Game Informer has the date and will share it tomorrow. I am sad because my friend is not selling me his PlayStation 4. So, but I'll get over it. We'll get over it. I hope we'll get over it. I actually really like the game as it looks. Spider-Man, I mean, because I like Insomniac games, I like the Ratchet and Clank series, I really like Sunset Overdrive, and Spider-Man, it looks like a game that is not set in the movie universe. You want to see the Spider-Man photo again? There you go. This is him. Oh no, sorry that you have Ebola. We are all sorry that you have Ebola, but welcome, Axel. We are going to be your support group. Thank you. You've just made my day. Thank you, man. This is one of these days, man. This is awesome, amazing. Really like that. I was just wondering about the suit. Who made it for him? That's a rat-looking suit. No way he made it himself. Oh, that would actually be part of the story. I haven't heard anything of the story, but then again, Spider-Man, I mean, according to these to the stories, you know, he does make his own suit. But if anything, we'll just go with the Homecoming explanation. Tony Stark probably made it for him. I'm also looking for God of War, Death Stranding. I'm very interested in that. Oh. Well, that's true too. That's true too, Axel. He's very fine. But actually, I do like that suit. I actually seen gameplay of it, and it's really oh yeah, he's a master tailor, seriously. But you know what? Peter Parker isn't just the everyman. He is super freaking genius. I also want Horizon Zero Dawn. I also want Shadow of the Colossus, the remastered. I want the game The Last Guardian, Until Dawn. There's a lot of exclusive games. Oh yes, he is an ex-wrestler. Boom, so ready. I'm gonna snap your back, dig it. I really love that first movie. But moving on, No Man's Sky headed to Xbox One. Next big update arrives this summer. Sean Murray. Oh, Sean. Axel, thank you. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Fox, our boy Miles Prower and me, welcome you. Yes, No Man's Sky, or No Man's Lie, or One Man's Lie, or Sean Murray is a fucking sociopathic liar, or Peter Molyneux Part 2, is still at it, showing us that there's a next update, that the game is going to come out on Xbox One. The failure that is No Man's Sky is coming out on Xbox One. But it's not just coming out, it's coming out with an update. It's called Next. The new update has been given the name Next because, hello games, Sean Murray, it's an important next step on a longer journey for us and the community. Ruined by you and ruined by Hello Games and everything that's happening to you, you deserve it. No word on exactly what Next will bring to No Man's Sky, but Murray calls it the biggest update so far. You shouldn't believe a word you hear at all from Sean Murray. He is a pathological liar. He lies about everything. He made you all believe that this game was incredible. It is not incredible. And yes, this ship looks like a dick. You are absolutely right. This is a dick ship. This is Sean Murray, a big dick floating in space. That's what he is. So yes, apparently next will follow the Atlas Rises updates, which have radically increased the scope of the game, which they've included base building, which they said was going to be in the game, farming, which they said was going to be in the game, vehicular exploration, questing, and even the beginnings of online multiplayer. It launches this summer. No Man's Sky Next will be free to existing players. Murray says, "We'll continue to support No Man's Lie in the way for the foreseeable future." Sean Murray. Sean, baby. Stop. Stop. I'd say Sean Murray has sizable testicles. Coming out to the Tonight Show with Stephen Colbert or whatever the fuck is called, to lie to millions of people saying that the game had multiplayer. I remember someone likening Sean Murray to Peter Molyneux. I think this proves the difference. After the fiasco, Murray kept his mouth shut and went back to work, turning the game around. Molyneux would have moved on to another project and made more outrageous promises in about time. You know what? How do I know that? We're talking about figurative balls. We're not actually talking about literal ones. I don't actually know anything about his real testicles. You know what? I will give Sean Murray this much. I'll give him this much. And that is that his crew and him have kept on working on No Man's Sky. He could have gone to the next project. He could have done Peter Molyneux. He could have been like, "I'm going to give you Milo. I'm going to give you Milo. I'm going to give you Goddess. I'm going to, this is the most incredible, this is the most incredible thing in the world. And I can't believe that I'm a great part of it." What's that? It's not there in the game. Don't worry. We're talking about the next game. Oh, that was the next game. Oh, don't worry. We're going to look at it later down on a game that I'm currently making. Peter Molyneux is a beast. I believe you're right, Axel. Absolutely. But yes, No Man's Sky. I'm still not getting it. I'm still not getting it. Sorry. I'm not profiting the pockets of a bunch of liars. But Chrono Trigger, an update that came out. Apparently, the feedback of this port that was made for the PC was god awful, apparently. But the Chrono Trigger team has come up and said that they thank you for your feedback and they're addressing the issues that you've raised, and they'll be releasing a number of patches over the coming months. As we continue to support Chrono Trigger on Steam, we're aiming to release the first of these patches in the first half of April, and the biggest change is that it will include an option to switch between the high resolution graphics and the original graphical style of Chrono Trigger. We'll post a full list of changes when the first patches is released. Chrono Trigger is going to receive patches over the coming months. We're going to be extending availability of the limited edition to until April the 30th. So awesome. Lie harder. Okay. Yeah, guys, Chrono Trigger did not come out to a good port. Yeah. I just incredible. Lie harder. That's pretty much says it. The port is kind of crappy. Actually, they're claiming the port is kind of shit. So, Dick Man Sky. There are so many. It has so many. he's like Al Pacino. Oh, so many names. But yes, lie harder. Also, yeah, No Man's Sky, I think it's too late. But Chrono Trigger, well, if you guys fix all the problems, I'll get it. But we'll see. And the last bit of news for today is that Telltale Games is announced that The Walking Dead, the series, the Telltale series, is coming to an end. And it's going to be, the first look at this is going to be at the PAX East panel on this Friday, the season finale, where we follow our girl Clementine as she is going through the last chapter. I've actually not played the last one, so I don't know what happens after season 2, so I don't know. No, I do not. I do not know Wizard 101. Who is Wizard 101? But yes, the Walking Dead game, it looks like they're going to be talking about it in the PAX East. Played it when I was a kid. Yeah, I actually have the last season. I just haven't played it. It's kind of like Life is Strange. I've owned it and then only until I streamed it. Bakus, if you're talking about the show, then yes, it is. It's gotten a little stale. It's gotten a little tiring. It's gotten kind of predictable, but you should see the first season. Absolutely. That first season, incredible. The first season is really, really good. Very, very good. Second season's okay. Third season's better. Fourth season's good. I mean, it's a good show. I agree. It's a really good show. I like The Walking Dead. It's just that as the show kept on going on and on, it felt like it was repeating a lot of the same things. And now I think it's finally coming to the realization, dawning on people, that The Walking Dead is kind of getting too predictable. It's been a show that's been on for a while. It's still one of the best shows on TV. I'll definitely recommend you to watch it. It's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, go to Netflix, watch that first season, and then from there, I think you ought to get a good gauge of what's going on. And yes, zombies are kind of all over the place. I think it's kind of dying down, but The Walking Dead is a popular franchise. Or the AMC channel, too. I recommend Netflix because the AMC channel... The AMC channel is currently on its current season, and it's a lot of season 2 go through with commercials. So, but what makes it a good show other than killing zombies? Okay, the selling point of the show, this has suddenly turned into me promoting the show, is that it's not about killing zombies. Yes, zombies are in this world, but the story is about Rick Grimes. He's a former cop. He gets shot and then he ends up in a hospital. And then the zombie apocalypse happens. And then he wakes up. He finds himself in this hospital room, kind of like 28 days later. And he's like looking around and going, what the heck? What's going on? And he realizes the reality that something is amiss in the world. And basically it becomes a story about him trying to find his family, trying to find survivors, trying to find where to go into the world. The show is more about the interactions between the people and trying to find ways to survive in a world where it's not just zombies, but also people that have lost themselves. Like, for instance, the threats that they face, the majority of the major threats are mostly other people. and it shows kind of like a picture of what would happen if in Atlanta, in the southern part of the U.S., something like this were to happen, and then you get like they put them into situations, surviving. Basically, what would happen if if they were to overrun you, the helplessness of you realizing that you have an enemy that you cannot win and beat out, and you have to find a way to take them out later. It's a really, really good series. It's not about just killing zombies. Killing zombies are there, obviously, but it's more about people. It's more about the survival. It's more about the interactions, the relationships between each other. It's a really good show. It's a really, really good show. In my opinion, it's a really good show. And The Walking Dead is a really good game. I played the first 2 seasons. It's a really good narrative. I can't wait to play and I did hear you, Spawner. I did see when you said that I should probably, that you're going to stream it later. Yay! But I'm actually going to play, if I'm going to stream The Walking Dead, I might as well just stream the whole thing from beginning to end. But I do know what happens in the first and second season, so it's the third season, and obviously this final season. And I think the reason that they're doing this is because I think they realize that The Walking Dead is losing interest. And I think that The Walking Dead is, it's gone to where it's needed to go. And while it's still going, I don't think that the show is going to last for too much longer. I'll give it maybe another year or 2 years. It's a really good show, though. It has really good characters. You'll really like a bunch of the characters. But yeah, it is a little bit to catch on. I will recommend to watch the first season. And the first season is by far my favorite. And there are surprises in the second season. There's things that happen after it, beyond that. And there are moments. It's okay, Axel. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the follow as well, too, man. You are awesome. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your quotes. I really appreciate your support, man. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Tails appreciates it as well, too. Okay. Well, anyway, but yes, it comes to an end. I've also heard that we were discussing how Telltale is kind of not in the best shape, but they still got games coming out. I mean, they got The Wolf Among Us 2 as well coming out. Telltale is doing good, but honestly, who knows what's going to happen later down the road. But anyway, that was the last bit of news of information. I will be adding all of the links of every article that we discussed. It's going to be in the description of the actual video on Twitch, but I'm also including these videos on my YouTube channel if you guys want to just rewatch again. And also, if you join my Discord server, you will see a link where it says FGM LiveCast. I always post the links there as well, too. So if you guys want to go back and go over the articles again, you could go over them, and anything that we share will be there. But now we come to my favorite part of this, and that is where we look at videos. And I really wish that Neck was here to watch this one. So
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher.
Who is Geralt of Rivia? Geralt is a Witcher, a member of a cast of professional monster slayers, monster hunters, a master
monster hunter? Hey, Saturday Night, did you hear that? Geralt of Rivia is a monster hunter.
swordsman, a spinner, a roller, an acrobat with superhuman strength, speed, and reflexes. He's also a bit of an alchemist with potions, blade oils, and his bombs.
Oh, well, Bakus, thank you for joining me. Thank you for following me as well. I'm glad that you're here. I will be back tomorrow to stream video games, and on Sunday at 10 a.m. I will be back. 10 a.m. Eastern, that's New York time. So yeah. So this is so we'll be doing this again later though. So thank you for joining me.
And also a minor or lesser mage with his Witcher signs. Signs are spells devised specifically for use in combat, providing the kind of effects that stand to support Geralt's fighting style. Because when Geralt fights, precision is the thing. He's not a scrappy brawler. He's like a scalpel in combat.
A scalpel? A scalpel?
Our role was making sure that Geralt in Soul Calibur 6 moves, feels, and plays like Geralt from The Witcher 3.
Miss, we're trying to make sure that Geralt plays it does this hunt. We're trying to make sure that he... What was that?
However, since movement timings, play perspective, and general responsiveness are very different in a fighting game, we had to go back to the drawing board and reinvent the way Geralt behaves in a certain situation. We started with defining the center of the gravity. This is important because Geralt is very steady. He never makes any unnecessary movements. When he fights, he's always confident, very focused on here and now.
You could tell he's reading from a prompter. He's prompters on his glasses. Come on, bro.
We even asked the original motion capture actor to supervise motion capture recordings for the Geralt in Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur has been known for featuring iconic characters from other games, so we were ecstatic about the possibility of adding Geralt to the pantheon as well. Plus, this is the very first appearance of Geralt outside of the Witcher games. The biggest challenge was to introduce him to players who are not familiar with the Witcher, to show them who he is, what he does for a living, and what sort of tools he uses. We wanted fans of the Witcher franchise to be able to have fun while playing with their favorite monster slayer, just in a different setting.
Yes, I cannot wait to play this game. I cannot wait to play as Geralt of Rivia. This is incredible. Awesome.
We wanted and we needed to bring the full Geralt to Soul Calibur 6. Not just the Master Swordsman and the Alchemist and the Minor Mage, but also that grumpy guy with his mumbled battle barks, that character with his acid sarcasm. Not least because Geralt's romp into the world of Soul Calibur 6 could be considered an extension of the interdimensional travel he did in The Witcher 3. On one leg, he encountered sandworms on a sand-covered planet. On another, he might well have encountered Mitsurugi and Sophidia.
I think we've done a really good job recreating the Witcher fighting styles in Soul.
Really appreciated the Witcher fighting styles. We wanted to make unnecessary movements for. Wait, stand still, Sebastian. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop rocking, it's so distracting.
Soul Calibur 6.
Most importantly, we wanted to deliver something that would expand both universes in a meaningful way, so gamers who are into The Witcher and the fighting community would both be left satisfied. I can't wait for gamers all around the world to get their hands on the game. It's going to be great.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm so hyped. I am so hyped. I cannot wait for this game to come out. And it's not just because of Geralt. It's because of the game itself. So, but let's see. Because Spawner.
Up against them, you might want to think about it differently.
So you put a lot of work into just like creating this sort of Norse world of God of War, and you know that extends to the trolls themselves. They have a unique language that they speak amongst each other. So there's actually this big fella's actually saying something. I don't know what, but I'm assuming it's like "Get out of my way, pesky insect."
Oh no, that's terrible. That's
hey guys,
terrible.
you got Sid here as well as Justin and Kristen. We're taking an exclusive look at God of War. This is footage you will not see anywhere else. And this is a troll you won't see in any of the other footage out there either. That is a nasty looking fellow. These trolls. Yeah, look at this thing. These trolls are actually unique.
My God.
They're named characters in the game's lore. Tell us a little bit.
Each one is different. Each one has a completely different backstory. You know, as with Norse mythology, everything here sort of has a little bit of a story, a little bit of a narrative to it. So each of these guys, they're going to look a little different. They're going to fight a little different. The way.
Okay, so they're talking about how trolls are apparently going to be different. How they're not just going to be the same trolls from like each troll will be different. They'll have their own ways to stand out, which is great. Yes.
You want to go up against them, you might want to think about it differently.
Yeah, this guy looks a lot meaner. He's a lot more aggressive than the other enemies that we've seen.
Now, an interesting fact too. I mean, the team at Santa Monica Studio put a lot of work into just like creating this, this sort of Norse world of God of War. And, you know, that extends to the trolls themselves. They have a unique language that they speak amongst each other. So there's actually, this big fella's actually saying something. I don't know
Shoot
what.
him with an arrow, Atreus.
I'm assuming it's like, get out of my way, pesky insect. But
they got a bit of a chip.
Oh, get out of my way, you pesky insect. Oh, game journalist humor.
On their shoulder, because I think part of the backstory is that they've been betrayed by the gods. You know, they have
where'd you go? Troll!
all these different
Where are you
cities
going?
and villages. And
I'd be mad too.
they, you know, they're down to fight.
Kratos is always mad.
So good.
Oh, some friendly putt. Oh, no.
Dire wolves! Dire wolves!
You know, you're seeing just a different side of God of War with this game. That camera.
The glowing eyes are an interesting touch there.
Yeah. This camera, I think, is worthy of discussion because, I mean, this is
It's seamless.
it's like a one-cut game. They don't, like, cut to cinematics or cut to another character.
Exactly.
Yeah, and even the camera angle, it's a lot closer to Kratos, a more intimate camera there.
Boy. Don't be talking about my camera, boy.
A lot more intimate and really makes you feel like you're there, you know?
Yeah, especially during combat, you sort of feel the impact of every hit. It sort of shakes just a little bit.
Lost and
Makes you
found.
feel like you really are Kratos.
We can.
And some boss loot system here, too, something we really haven't seen necessarily in God of War to date. So it's just a different take on
the HP
and
bars
a really fresh,
will.
exciting take
I'm
on
pretty
a
sure that if you
classic
want to get more immersive, you could probably remove the HP bars if you want to. I would have actually preferred something more along the lines of not having them there, like you know how Isaac Clarke in Dead Space, how you get like that little indicator, like somewhere you could see your HP is always visible. I would actually prefer that. That would make the game like a lot more immersive. But maybe there's an option that you could remove the HP bars just to add a little challenge.
PlayStation IP.
We're seeing some light puzzle elements, it looks like here. Nice. Notably, you don't have to mash the button to open chests anymore.
And there's a lot of different kinds of chests. The animations are always different.
Ooh, a purple thing.
That's a way to enhance your health.
Nice. Oh, cool.
I think
The more of those puzzles that you find, they're sort of higher level.
So they're like the heart piece. Like you eat the apples, you get a few of them, and then you get more health.
that you're going to find in those rune chests.
Never leave me alone again.
Yeah, these environments. Look at this environment. I mean, just so detailed. So this tickled
Very
me too.
true.
You know, this is a new look at God of War, and the
Get
climbing
on my back,
is something that I've always
boy.
associated with God of War.
Get
You know,
on
those
my
epic
back,
climbing
boy.
sequences.
Yeah.
So Corey Barlog's sort of a
Boy.
veteran on the series. He worked on the original. He was creative director on the second game, and he's creative director on this title as well. And he's riddled this game with just references, homages, clues for fans.
I also just love these quiet moments.
I also like his name, and also because he is a real spawner from hell. He also streams. Spawner is also a streamer as well. Please give him some love. Give him love. Love the Spawner. Follow him. He's streaming. He streams on the rail. He also streams a lot of games. In fact, let's take a moment. Let's pray. Let's pray for Spawner. Let's pray. Can you please help me pray with Spawner? Let's pray. Let's pray. Anybody want to pray with Spawner? Nobody wants to pray?
Let's pray. Let's pray.
Thank you. It is praying. Now we pray. That was our prayer. That was Spawner praying. Thank you, Spawner. That was good.
Once though with Atreus, that as you're moving through the world, he's constantly, commenting it with fresh eyes. I just love the relationship between Atreus and Kratos. You really see it develop just right away from the beginning. It just died.
Oh, you know what? I think that sound effect isn't working, Spawner. For some reason, it stopped working. We'll have to address this later, but it's not working for some reason.
Right in.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be.
We'll have to look that.
It's pretty clear. It's got a lot of power to it emotionally. Like Kratos is this sort of troubled character. If you've played these other games, he's in a different place in his life. He's got a lot of responsibility in a way that he maybe hasn't had in the past. And he has to struggle to keep his temper, something he's not maybe known for exactly. So
maybe
really
not yet, not known for. He's not known for that.
Yeah, it's
at
interesting.
all.
It feels a lot more open, a lot more kind of catered to taking your time and exploring. Kind of punctuated.
Cannot
by the
wait
fast
for this game! I cannot wait for this game, guys!
Just beautiful.
Why don't you help me up there?
Oh, here we have this Leviathan axe. This is the Kratos' new weapon of choice.
Get up there, boy.
Combat, but it also has some properties that sort of lend themselves to puzzle solving as well.
Wait for me, boy.
Boy! Where are you, boy?
Crazy.
Do not run away from me, boy.
Atreus!
Well, hope you liked our exclusive sneak peek here at God of War. This is footage you won't see anywhere else, and we are all dying to play it when it launches on PS4, April 20th. See you next time.
Oh, we want more. I want more! I want more. Want more. All right. Yeah, for some reason the sound files, I mean the files are there and they're still the same, but for some reason it's not working. We'll look into that in a little bit, but I am almost done. Dune. So let's an exclusive coverage here. There's one more story here. Computer port. I won't hold my breath. There hasn't been a God of War game at all. This is exclusive PlayStation. Of course, you all knew that April Fool's was the day that I played Prey. Let's play. I played Fury. And I prayed for death. I told Necri about the streamer not using currency when doing commands. The commands are just not working. I'll have to check that out. But yes, there were a lot of April 1st things that were happening, a lot of announcements that were being made that day. But Game Rant covered a few. There was a fight between Eevee. I'm sorry, I meant Fury. I know you were gonna catch me on that one, but yes, it was Fury. I was playing Fury. But yes, on that day, there was a screenshot of Eevee against Devil Jin, which I think, he had zero discomfort with the friendly fighter joining Tekken 7. If this would have been real, I would have had any problems whatsoever. Of course, Final Fantasy 14 meets Pokemon Go, which apparently was announced. But rather not poke fun at Pokemon Go, but rather at themselves. And the app players are able to gather resources on the go, no longer tethered to their console or their PC. Of course, they did this something about Pokemon Go going retro by doing 8-bit graphics, which I personally would love if they did. And of course, the fans were introduced to Shovel Knight 64, which apparently was it was going to go to the Commodore 64, which I thought was pretty funny. CD Projekt Red's designer of game environments. CD Projekt Red is hard at work developing Cyberpunk 2077, and that means they need to bolster their staff to ensure that the game is amazing. Today, CD Projekt posted a job listing looking for a design of game environments. As a designer of game environments working in CD Projekt Red, you'll be responsible for digging up bugs, fetching missing code, and sniffing up plot holes. Sound good? Apply now. Can't be played at the driving school. Awesome. So there you go. That's just a couple of the things that were covered in April Fools. And that is the last bit of announcements. That is the end. That is the end. That is the end. And but yes, actually I am having issues with the console commands. Because look, I say I put this.
Ryder, you have changed! What is that?
Okay,
Ryder,
so
you have changed! Ryder, you have changed! Ryder, what's up with you? You've changed! What's up? Okay. Ryder, you've changed, okay.
So let's go. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? This is actually really good. Even when this is minimized, it still shows it. So hold on. Let's go to the where do you want me to go? Oh, to the cog. Okay. Okay, I'm there. And then what do you want me to press? Hotkeys? Oh no, not hotkeys. Usage. Okay, I pressed the cog. Okay, I'm in general. Okay, and where do you want me to go? Oh, streamer does not pay currency. Does not pay currency to use currency-based commands. Is that the one I was looking for? Wait, you told me about the command. Okay. So should it be checked or unchecked? Oh, this is the one that you were talking about. The streamer does not pay. Oh, so when that's the one that I use. Okay, got it. Thank you. Thank you for finding it. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. No, I found it. Thank you so much. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So let me see. The reason is I was trying to put the commands that because I did have some new sounds that Saturday Night gave me, but they weren't working for some reason. And I set the cost and I set it to everyone, and the crowd is all there. So I do this and it's supposed to work.
Yes! Yes!
Yes! And then there's this one.
No!
So there you go. I guess they're working. I guess they're just on a delay, but there you go. It's working now. So anyway, guys, that's the end. I thought they weren't working. I guess it was just being fidgety that day. But anyway, that was it. They have CD, bro. I think you said that before. Hold on. Ah, okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. And I did put in the currency costs. And they have a cooldown and they have a cooldown from me. Right. I know. Awesome. Well, guys, I have to say that while I am a little disappointed that SLOBS is not the application that I'm using, it is OBS did great. There was a slight drop in performance on there was a moment where I was playing Far Cry yesterday, or when I was doing stuff on OBS that did clock all the way back, but it was significantly much shorter than SLOBS, and the game performance still never struggled, not even for a second. So I do like OBS. I already rebuilt the scenes. I have to build the game scenes again, but I could do that tonight and we're good to go. So there is that. So anyway, guys, that'll be the end. That's the end of the live cast. I hope that you guys liked it. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'm very happy that Ninja versus Bear, Baku, and Axel joined the party. That adds our that takes our follower that takes me up to how many followers? I don't have a follower count. It's supposed to be, let's see, what's the follower count? According to Twitch, I'm up to 68 followers. Awesome. 68 followers, man. So anyway, I'm up to 68 followers. Remember, there is a goal. Let's list it down here at the bottom, which if I make it to 100 followers, I will once again play Cuphead, and I'll play it in hard mode. So there you go. So anyway, I do appreciate everybody for joining in. Everybody is awesome. Thank you. And I will be going ahead and ending the stream. I did add the... You're doing it again. The heck? Why is it that OBS... Oh, okay. So you have to be active in OBS to do it. Oh, oops. Oops, I forgot one thing. Let me go ahead and hotkeys. Thanks for watching. Switch to that scene. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, well, Saturday, thank you for coming, and I will be going to go take a shower, and I will be going into work in a little bit, so you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the help. I've got OBS running, purring like a kitten, so thank you for that, guys. Very awesome. Very, very excited, very, very happy about all of this. So you guys take it easy, and I hope that you guys keep on joining me. Thank you for the new followers. Baku, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed The Walking Dead. Ninja, thank you for the follow. And Axel, good luck with Ebola. Seriously, I mean, if that's true, then damn, but I don't know. I think it was a joke. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been the LiveCast at Fico's Gaming Mind. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.